What is going on, everyone? I am Double O Face, and I am here with a very special guest. It's Deckard Kane, and he wants you to stay a while and listen. It's the Herodric Cube. I don't know if that was good or not, but anyway, I'm going to be talking about Diablo 3 in this commentary. Now, I want to put out here, this is not going to be spoiler. It's going to be more focused on the gameplay, things that are different from 2 and 3. Before I get into that, I want to talk about the gameplay real quick right now. Yeah? Okay, this was a 4-on-4 team tactical, and I was like, hey, should I go try hard? And Blue Commander was like, yeah, go try hard. So I bust out my striker, and I rock it, and I go 29-1. And you know why? Because I got M.O.A.B. Oh yeah. So that's always cool, especially a 4-on-4 domination. You know, it's hard enough when you have a full like 6-on-6, but 4-on-4, blah blah blah. They weren't that good, but oh well. Still got a M.O.A.B. Whatever. And I don't PTFO as much. I'm more of a slayer in this one, kind of running around trying to find people and keeping the perimeters clear. But it's hard because I ended up flipping the spawn a few times. I'm not the best at it, okay? But anyway, let's move on to Diablo 3. Now, first off, I'm going to describe this game in one word. Amazing. I love this game. And I waited 12 years for Blizzard to come out with this. Now, I've been waiting years and years and years for Blizzard to come out with things like StarCraft 2, now Diablo 3, and StarCraft Heart of the Swarm. And when they come out, they do not disappoint. Now, of course, it's always a pain to not be able to log on right away. Now, that's the first thing. You know, you get the game, you try to log on, Air 37. Blah! If you don't know what, if you don't know what Air 37 is, basically, it was the error that people got where they couldn't connect to the servers because the servers were getting flooded. And they've been doing a lot of maintenance because there have been things where I don't have certain achievements that I should have got. They just didn't save them. Blah blah blah. But things are going to happen, you know? You can't expect a perfect game, you know, especially the first day it comes out. Even the first week, first 2 weeks, it's still a pain. You know, they're still working out the kinks. You know, this is something that's global. You know, they haven't made it so you can, you know, run with your friends in Korea or whatever. But, yeah. Anyway, next, let's talk about gameplay. You know, what are two, like, huge differences in this game? Well, two of the main ones are you don't need to have a ton of potions, and you don't need to have a ton of scrolls. Now, the town portal scroll and the scroll of identification is a thing of the past. Boom! And I love it, because you don't have to carry a tome of 20 of each, because that's just a pain. Not only is it a pain, it takes up 4 spots if you have the tomes of them. Now, the way this works for town portal is you press T, and you guy just sits there and he's like, oh, blah! And then he just warps into town, and the portal's open. Now, this is awesome because you don't need scrolls and you can do it whenever you want, but if you get hit by any monsters, it cancels it. So you can't do it in the middle of a big old fight. So you have to kind of plan it out. So a lot of the boss fights, you can't just like, you know, portal out, buy a bunch of potions, come back in, and fight. That's a huge one. Now that's awesome. In the scroll of identification, you just identify things yourself, and they do it the same way. You go, ooh, this item is identified. But if you get hit, it cancels the identification. So, and with the potions, you can have potions, but you use one, it takes a while for it, you know, it's got a cooldown. It's not like potion, spam. There's a cooldown. Now, the way they counteract this, where you don't, you know, like, get wrecked as soon as you get hit by a mob, is that you can use the potions, but also when you kill things, they drop, like, red orbs, you know, health globs, and when you get those, it restores some of your life. Now, it's always real cool because, like, for me, I've got some items that are pretty beefy that basically when I pick up one of those orbs, I get, like, 200 health back every time I pick one up. And then I have my weapon set up that, like, every time I get a hit with one, I get an extra, like, 15 life. You know, and then I have regeneration, blah, blah, blah. So I'm pretty healthy all the time. You can't touch me. I get, like, down low on health. You know what I do? I just, like, hit something. Boom, full health. So that's really cool. I don't have to keep spamming potions, but and don't think that you can't die, because you can die. I've died to some really weird things, you know. If you're like a monk like me and have lots of dexterity, or you're a barbarian, lots of strength, and you don't have that intelligence, oh man, you are going to get F'd in the A by any kind of magic. Oh, and that's another big thing, is that when you level up, you do not need to put the skills in anything yourself. All the health, like vitality, strength, intelligence, blah, 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 dexterity, all of it automatically adds up depending on what kind of character you have, which is awesome. Because you're like, should I do this? Should I do this? Should I do that? I don't know. Should I do that? And there's no going back. So now everything's preset, the best it could be, and you don't have to build a skill tree, which is amazing because I was screwed over the very first time I ever played. The very first time I ever played Diablo 2, I built a paladin, and I built him wrong. I get to Mephisto, I cannot get past him. My skills are just not right. I don't feel like grinding, 8 hours in the jungles to try to get something. It was horrible. I didn't progress the story the way I wanted to. I just reset a character, made a necromancer, and boom, 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 skeleton mergers, and then I won. But you don't have to do this in this. Basically, you get every single skill. As you level up, you have all your skills. Boom. And then as you level up more, you get runes. And so you're using this skill, and you match it with a rune. And each rune will do a different thing for each skill. So basically, you have, let's say you have 3 skills. 3 basic skills for your, basic melee attack. Now, each one of those has like 6 runes. So that's quite a bit of, of stuff you can do. That's almost 20 different skills, different setups. And you just have to find the right one, whatever one works for you. And that's just the basic melee. Then you have the secondary melee attack. Then you have 3 passive skills. You have a mantra. Now this is for the monk. And then you have, 2 other skills. You have summoning spells and blah, 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 and all this stuff. And you're just like, oh my god, what should I do? And then you find the right setup and it works for you until you get to a boss. And then it doesn't work for you. And then you need to change your skills. And there's cooldowns on all the skills, so you have to have the right ones, because you can't just like switch them in the middle of battle. But I mean, you can, but you have to wait for the cooldown before you can even use it. So what's the point? You need to have it right, or you need to work with what you got. And I think that's amazing, because the possibilities of combinations are just massive. And so you can try things different ways. So basically, you're playing this. You could do Act 1 over and over and over and over, but use all the different skills and see how different it is. I mean, I think that's amazing. The replayability that they have on this is just massive. I've already beat it on normal with my monk, and I'm working on nightmare on monk. I have 20 hours logged on just a monk. I haven't even started any other characters, and I really want to do a demon hunter. I really want to do a wizard. I really want to do a witch doctor. I really want to do a barbarian. Like, I want to do them all. So, yeah. Another big difference is the level cap is 60, and from what I'm hearing from Blizzard, that's going to stay 60. They're not going to do like they did in Diablo 2 and bust it up to 80. Looks like it's just going to be 60. And that should be interesting for PvP, because everything's going to be the same level, so it's all going to be about skill. Now, there's no PvP right now, so I know all you multiplayer loving people who are like, oh my god, they shipped an incomplete game because they don't have PvP, and I want a PvP. I don't care about story. Well, you know what? F off. If you don't care about story, Blizzard games are not for you. I know StarCraft is a massively, like, a huge multiplayer game, and so is World of Warcraft. But you know what? Both of them have story, and World of Warcraft is an MMORPG. That's the only one Blizzard has ever done. So if you want to do that, get on to WoW and get off of Diablo. Diablo is going to be totally different, and they're going to put PvP in there. It's just not done yet. They don't care about PvP. Blizzard and the team for Diablo has never cared about PvP. It was not in Diablo 2, and they added it after they added the online stuff. Buh. Learn your history and get over yourself. Single player is the way to go. Bah. I'm one of those people that plays single player before a lot of the multiplayer, just because I like that. But moving on, another big subject that's been kind of a bit of a controversy is that you have to be online to play. You cannot play offline, which kind of sucks sometimes, but at the same time, there are reasons for it. There's been a lot of third-party interference that has messed with people's accounts. It can mess with the game itself, through Blizzard. It can mess with their stuff. There's some things that are going on right now for people that they're trying to fix, but people are finding ways around it, and it's actually messing with the game. So no, don't do that. But the bigger issue is that people got all sneaky and started scamming other people for money, for real life money. M.O.A.B. So real money, and that was a big thing. They don't want people to be getting scammed, because these are their customers and they want to take care of their customers. And that's just how it is. I mean, there's more to the story, and I don't know the whole thing, but and also the parts that I know a bunch of, I'm not going to get into. Basically, it boils down to that. They need to do this. It's going to be easier for them to monitor. Just get over it. I know there's a lot of people who don't have internet that won't be able to play it, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If you don't have internet, you're not watching this video anyway, so you're not my demographic. I don't give a damn about you. No, I'm just kidding. I give a damn about everyone. Well, most people. A lot of people. If you don't like Diablo 3 because it doesn't get enough FPS, you can get out. I have heard that complaint already, but you know what? You can set the FPS as low or as high as you want, which is amazing for me because you know what? I don't want a really high one. Oh, look at this collateral. Go Russo! Yeah, I don't want a high FPS. You know, I like a little bit lower because my computer is gonna catch on fire at some point. I've been playing too much. But I highly recommend this game. Diablo 3, check it out. Blizzard will not disappoint you. Of course, if you're not into RTS kind of things like this, you know, don't get it. Look at some gameplay online and see what you think. But personally, I think it's amazing. Anyway, this is Double Face saying good night and good fight, and thank you for staying a while and listen. Oh, that was a really bad one. Anyway, peace out, guys.